exciting day. We're filming the second podcast right now. All right. Well, welcome to episode 2 of the Guru podcast. I've always wanted my own podcast, and it turns out it's as simple as just plugging in a camera and saying it's a podcast. So we'll have a little background of me just getting a challenge game done, but this is going to be a really casual, probably 30 to 45 minutes of me talking about my team in general, not my specific team, but my team, the mode. Maybe talk about life a little bit. We could talk about sports. You know, we can really talk about anything y'all want. So always feel free to drop a comment like, hey, Guru, let's talk about this. That'd be cool. So let me know what y'all are thinking, what you'd like to see. For me, man, life has been good. We're going through the holidays, and work is really quiet. I do work full time, so I'm able to do content creation and work, but work is a bit quieter in the holidays, so there's been a big uptick in content from me. And to be real, I mean, I just started making content like 20 days ago, so it is relatively new, but it's been a lot of fun. And we are up to 60 subscribers now, which is kind of wild to say. I didn't think I'd be at 60 at this time, but super grateful. I knew how hard YouTube is in general, and I was never under like a misconception like, oh, anybody can be a YouTuber. And the truth is, I'm still like an infant in the YouTube space, and to really get traction, I think you got to make consistent content for like over a year, like 1 to 2 years of just consistent content, and then you might start getting, you know, some real like traction. But what even is traction? What do you define traction as? 1,000 views, 10,000 views? I feel like I have traction with 30, 40 views, and when I see 100 views, I'm super excited. So little glimpse into my mindset. I'm just trying to have fun. I play this game enough, and you know, my work schedule allows where I can at least make some daily videos on this, and so hopefully I keep it up, and I think I will. I'm having a lot of fun, and it almost feels a little weird to play the game and not think about some kind of content at some point, so it's almost like a game within itself. And I like it, man, and it's been great interacting with the community. We've had some really nice comments and just people saying I'm helping them, and you know, I'd like to think I am, even if it's not true, but I'd like to think it's true. Just like play this game to have fun. This is a game, and it should be easy to put down if it's not fun. And I think that's one reason to consider being, you know, no money spent, or, you know, if you want to get the Pro Pass, that's what I do. I just, you know, spend $10 a month and get the Pro Pass. But when you just, you know, put that into the game, it's a little easier to like take a break if you're frustrated. And I think once you start putting a lot of money in the game, it becomes a little harder to put it down. You'd be like, I have so much invested. And sometimes it's hard for me to think about putting the game down. I'm like, I got so much time invested. Like, look at my account. I just like stopped playing. And that's where I like MT so much, because you can take a break at any time in the game as long as you liquidate all your assets and are sitting on a little bank of MT. Like, say you have 1 million MT in December, and you're like, you know, I'm gonna take like a 2-month break. Not that I'm saying you should do that, but just say you wanted to. You could come back 2 months later, and if you have 1 million MT, you'll be able to buy some of the newest, best cards. Like, it's like the price of gold. They say the price of gold is always around an ounce of gold is always about the price of a new suit. So my dad always told me, he said, yeah, 1 ounce of gold should always be about the price of a new suit. So as you know, inflation goes up, suits get a little more expensive, well, the price of gold goes up. It's kind of the same in the market. Like, 1 million MT is always going to get you, you know, like one of the best players. Like right now, 1 million MT would get you Shea or Palo or like a pink diamond Porzingis that's badged out. Like, you could get one elite player. And like the truth, you know, you're not going to get pink diamond Wemby. There's always like a $1 or $2, $3 million cards. For the most part, 1 million MT is going to get you like one amazing card guaranteed, or like 5 pretty good cards. Like if you buy 5 200,000 MT cards, like that is a solid lineup for sure. I mean, you could be smart and be like, well, I'll buy 150,000 MT card. That's like pretty good, and then like use 450 for another. I mean, you don't have to spend it 200 each player. There's always budget beasts at any point in the game. So the point is, if you ever did want to take a break, like just make sure you have MT, and then it's not all wasted. You'd be like, you know what, I'll pick this game up in a month or two. But once you start spending more and more money in this game, it probably becomes a lot more stressful. Where you're like, I kind of have to play the game. I put all this money in the game and things like that. So for me, I really focus on like this game should be fun. And I like the community aspect. That's what's been some of the most fun with content creation, is just like interacting with cool people, because we're all playing the same game. So we got to be a little bit more similar than we realize. It always makes me laugh a little bit, like if someone hops on the mic and is like mean or calling me names or whatever, which happens. It's not ideal, but it does happen. And I'm like, dude, we're doing the same thing right now. We're both playing the same game on a Friday night. So like if I'm a loser, like what is it, you know? And I think about it on the positive way. It's like we're both playing the same game. So like if you're chill, I'm chill, you know? And there is a lot of chill people in this community. I think 2K gets a bit of a bad rap as a community as a whole, but like every games community kind of has a reputation. Like people like Fortnite players, those are the worst. Or what's another game, the COD, like, oh, everyone knows COD lobbies are just the worst. And it's like, oh, 2K players, you know, they're super toxic. It's like, maybe some are, for sure. But almost all the times I hop on the mic and am chill. Like maybe at first they were gonna, you know, talk a little smack to me, but then I kind of, you know, just like try to diffuse and be like, what's up, man? GG's, bro, GG's. Like when I hop on the mic, it's always GG's, regardless. Even if I think they played super sweaty, but like, as long as you're not zenning, you're not cheating. Like it's all part of the game. Whether you off ball, you on ball, like if you're, you know, spamming escape, like whatever it is, it's part of the game. So like, I'm not mad at you. Like you're just playing the game to the best of your abilities. How can I fault you for that? And so, you know, it's always GG's on my end. Yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But the point is, like, try to be positive when you hop on the mic with people. I probably got more in common with you than you may realize. And I'm sure when I listen back to this, I'll be like, I was making a pretty good point there. I might have lost it. But yeah, if you are going to hop on the mic, try to keep it cool. And it's a good opportunity to actually meet some really cool people. I have met some cool people. You know, shout out like Boogie. Met him in All Star. Like he's a super cool guy. Now I'm starting to hang out, or not like hang out, but like talk with like No Return MG, who's a super cool YouTuber who's hosting a tournament tonight that I'm actually playing in like an hour. The results will already have happened after this podcast. So you're listening to pre-tournament Guru. And I'm excited because it's only a bracket of 16, and JC2K's in it, and Carlo is in it, who are both, I mean, you know, big fixtures in the MyTEAM space. Like I posted it up on Reddit, and someone was like, well, how come Ty Debo's not playing? And it's like, even the thought that, you know, Ty Debo should be in here is like super cool in my opinion. And so I'm excited to play in it. I don't know who my first round matchup is. It's this guy named Kawaii is bored. But if I win that game, which could be challenging because No Return MG, his Discord it's very sweaty. Those guys are good, and a lot of them open packs, which is chill, and I'm not really opening packs, but my lineup is really good. But some of them are no money spent. I know for a fact one of the dudes that beat me in my 10 win in Showdown with rewards cards video, shout out that video. I thought that was a really fun video. Duke, or I think he goes by like DOA. And he's no money spent, and he just has a really good lineup. So some of these people are absolutely no money spent. So I have no idea what to expect. My opponent is Kawaii is bored, and I'm guessing he's going to be good. And I'm going to try to play my absolute best. I played a Showdown game this morning to kind of warm up, and now of course I'm playing like a super easy AI game. But you know, I'll keep my fingers fresh. But it's super cool. Like just the fact that I'm in the tournament and JC2K and all them are in it, I'm like, dang, just for me kind of raising my hand and being like, yeah, I'll play. It's a new opportunity to interact with some cool people in the community and kind of keep growing it. And, you know, that's hopefully the whole point of this, is like building some form of community, or at least like spreading positivity. It's like, why do we play this game? It should be a positive experience. So if I'm a content creator in this space, like my goal should be to kind of cultivate positive environments and experiences. And, you know, it's a competitive game. So that some people are like, well, I play this game to compete. And like, that is totally fair. Like I do like to compete, and I do like to win. And so I just think with competition, there should be a balance of community and creativity. I heard an interesting quote, like the opposite of competition is creation, and it's very tough to create while you're competing. And I think there's some value to that, like if you think about it. And we're getting philosophical on this podcast, so just buckle right up because we're already there. Can you create with someone you're competing against? And I think the answer is probably no during that competition. But that competition might fuel creation within yourself. And so if you want to work with someone, you don't really want to compete against them. Now, an individual game is cool because it's like, well, we'll compete from first quarter to fourth quarter, but then afterwards we no longer need to compete. Now we can create. And whether it's just creating a friendship or creating a positive experience, I think as long as you're able to kind of classify, like, during the game we compete, after the game we aim to create. And even if creation is just as simple as a positive experience or a new skill, like, shoot, man, some of these video games do give you skill. At least hand-thumb coordination. Like, I feel like my decision making is super quick now because I'm playing like 2K and I'm always icon switching, and you have to make these like split-second decisions. Like, it's got to help a little bit, right? And so, hopefully we're cultivating skills even while we play a little bit, even if it doesn't always seem like it. And then just take that mindset to like outside the game, which is like, all right, when I'm outside the game, I'm not always looking to compete. Sometimes I'm looking to create. But then if there's a moment in life when I do need to compete, like maybe I'm going to play open court basketball, or I'm just in a competition, like I played sports my whole life. I definitely understand the value of competition. Well, now you got to put aside like, I'm not trying to create with this person right now. I'm trying to compete with this person. And it's a fine line to walk. Sometimes I actually catch myself, I'm playing a game and I'm like, I don't even want to compete anymore. I want to create. I'm like hopping on the mic. I'm like, how you doing, bro? Like, what's going on, man? Forget about the game. Like, let's collab, like something like that. And it doesn't do competition justice because it's important to respect competition. It is part of life. And I think everything in balance can be, maybe not everything, but a lot of things in balance can be a good thing. So that was a nice little topic there. I'm not sure who asked that question. Might have been me. So let's see, what else do we have going on? Well, we had the 'Tis the Season drop, and they dropped Dark Matter LeBron. And a lot of people ripped packs. There was a lot of them in the market. A lot of people ripped packs, which is fine and cool because it puts a lot of cards in circulation. And there's a new Giannis out. And every year, I would say a good Giannis is one of my absolute favorite cards to use. I don't know why, just his player build. I love that PowerPoint type. It's one of the reasons I like that Derek Queen card. I like a big 6'10" power forward that can, like bring the ball up the court for fun when I'm just trying to mess around a little bit. So usually at one point in the game, I like to, everyone knows when Giannis first comes out, he is going to be very expensive. So you got to wait like a month and a half. I feel like a month and a half, I might be able to grab a really nice Galaxy Opal Giannis with a few extra badges. So when I saw him come out, I was actually a little excited because I'm like, look, in 2 months when Dark Matter Giannis comes out, I will be getting that Galaxy Opal Giannis. And, there's a strategy I like to take. It's like, don't chase the newest, best cards. My best card right now that's auctionable is this Giddy. And I've actually had him for a really long time. I bought him for $1 million MT, going back to, our conversation earlier where it's like $1 million MT can usually buy you one elite card. And his price is pretty steady. I'll probably get like 800 MT when I sell him. We'll see. Probably will sell him relatively soon. I've had him like a month now. But I've gotten, some really, really good use out of him for sure. And he's definitely a very fun card. And, but I didn't get him right when he first came out. I waited a little bit. And then I got one kind of on a good day with extra badges. And his price is held relatively steady. But yeah, I'll take the same mindset. Like, we got a new Giannis. Like, I'm not getting that one today, but give me a little time, and that Giannis will be a lot more affordable and reasonable. And then, that's to me the best way to take on. Like, he'll still be really good in a month or two. especially with extra badges. Now his jump shot might not be there, but you know, you're not using Giannis for that until Invincible Giannis comes out. Even the Dark Matter last year, the Giannis wasn't necessarily the best jump shot. I think people were kind of like, hey, if you really want to shoot with this guy, you're going to have to, you know, potentially he's just not going to be that guy. But then the Invincible one was just a pure bucket. You could get any bucket you want. And really, by the end of the year, the Invincible one was like less than $1 million. There's a GOAT Giannis going for like $1 million towards the end of the year. And I mean, that's season, I want to say 7. I feel like season 9 is pretty much nothing. I think there's 9 seasons. Season 8 is like the last one where it's still like pretty cool. Season 9 is pretty much just like reruns. I think last year, season 8 is when they gave us Go Dr. J as the season reward. And that card was good. And so that like still made that season a lot of fun. But in my opinion, we're really hitting like the best time of year for MyTEAM. I think the best seasons are season 1 and 2 are really fun, but they're kind of for like the diehards. And I actually haven't played early every year. A lot of times I start closer to Christmas. But this year I was like, you know, I want to be one of the first people on the game and just for once grind this game for the whole year cycle. Usually I start with Madden in fall. I'm a big Madden Ultimate Team guy. And I'm sure some of you all are, you know, some of my true MyTEAM heads. Like I played Madden MyTEAM, I played Foot MyTEAM, whatever they call it, FIFA Ultimate Team, and I've even done a little bit of MLB The Show. I don't love the gameplay of baseball is the one thing. It's not my favorite. I like the fluidity of basketball and soccer and even Madden. You know, Madden was one of my first loves. I played so much Madden growing up. But yeah, I like all the different, you know, modes, and usually I am kind of bouncing between games depending on the season. Like early football season, I want to play Madden, and then around Christmas, New Year's, the NBA picks up. Football's kind of starting to go down a little bit. I pick up NBA MyTEAM and I play kind of late year cycle, and that's where I know like later seasons are still pretty lit. Like I have started in February, even January, and by, you know, March, April, my account is so strong, like millions of MT and absolutely a beast reward lineup squad. And in my opinion, like you just need about 1 month, maybe a little less, like 1 season really, like 1 good season, and you can get your account in a super strong position. And that's one of the goals of the channel, is just to educate people of how to, like, look, it's not going to happen overnight. Treat this game like a role player game or a fantasy game. If you're playing Skyrim or if you're playing World of Warcraft, I don't know if we got any guys, this resonates with people, but yes, I play some games like that from time to time too. And it's like, you got to level up your character. Well, you got to level up your account. It doesn't happen overnight, and yeah, you can pay to win, but it's really not as rewarding. Like instead, grind the game and just keep leveling up by adding new players and badges and MT. And it takes us a little bit of time, but yeah, about 1 month is really all you need, in my opinion, to level up to be in a really good spot. But if you've been tapping into the channel recently, like things like this Winter Festival completely accelerate that time frame where it's like now you can literally build right now from the Winter Festival exchange. Like you can literally build a really, like I don't know if I want to say S tier, like a tier B or A squad, like today, almost day 1, just with all the exchange pieces. Like if you grind for a few hours, you could unlock so many exchange pieces, and you could go get Koulibaly, Kamara, and Jabari Smith, and then go buy Kalkbrenner for like 4K. And you have like a really good starting lineup already. And so right now that is a bit accelerated, and it, you know, just depends. You want to keep playing the game, so eventually you're, you know, kind of good at the game, and you can take those cards on and win online, you know, if that's your goal. But I definitely don't think everyone needs to play online to have fun. I think there's a few different ways to have fun. Just to say mine first, and we could talk about some other ways I think this game would be really fun. Like for me, it's to take on that mindset of like, I'm trying to level up my character, I'm trying to level up my account, and I want to get it into a high level and like train my character, which is just my 2K account, and then take it online. And you know, I used to do this in like, I don't know if you ever played those old UFC games where you could do a full creative fighter in offline, and you play his whole career and like max out all his stats and like go through the career story mode in UFC. And then once your creator retired, you could take him online and go fight other like created fighters. And I had so many fun battles in that mode, like taking my created fighter online, going head to head. And so that's what I want to do. I'm like, I want to build up my account. I want to get cool cards and fun cards and then start trying different lineups online. You know, I'm more than happy to grind offline challenges for rewards because that's just going to keep leveling me up. And then as I get a little higher level, I want to go test that new level and go try it out online. And in this mode, you know, there is a power creep. So like technically everybody's kind of constantly leveling up with you, which makes it fun, but it's also, that's where like that pressure can kind of come. And so you just got to make sure you don't feel that FOMO. And that's where it's just like, hey, the most important thing is technically MT. And as long as you have MT, you're never really behind. It doesn't matter if you miss out on any reward card or anything like that. As long as you have the ability to go buy cards whenever you want, you can make sure you have, you know, the right equipment, which is, you know, players. You can make sure you have a good lineup that can compete with, you know, any other lineup that you want, that you need to. And as you know, I will say, and I've kind of, one of the things I believe is like, if you're able to just build a tier B to A squad, which is really doable, no money spent after some grinding, now more than ever with the Winter Festival, but really at any point in the game, in my opinion, you can tap in and build a semi-decent lineup, a tier A or tier B lineup. And at that point, it, you know, it's really down to skill. For the most part. I mean, for sure, there's levels, and if you play a tier, an absolute S squad, it's going to be tough to win with your B tier, A tier team. But at the same time, like, the sticks don't lie. And a B to A squad, you know, like a Kamara, a Jason Kidd, even OG Ananobi, Bosch, and Sigma, like that 5 in the right hands will beat God squads if it's someone who doesn't know what they're doing and they think they can just kind of keep spending cards or keep, you know, just buying new cards and expect that's gonna, you know, alone win them games. It's not enough. You still have to be good at the game. And so that's what I do like about it. At the end of the day, the sticks are the equalizer. You know, cards definitely play a factor, but if you're grinding the game, you can put together a good enough lineup where, for the most part, it's gonna be, you know, the skill on the sticks that should decide the outcome. And you know, it's true, there is a lot of people out there who get really good lineups and then they're also really good at the game. It only makes sense if you're like, well, yeah, I'm really good at grinding the game and building out great lineups. Well, it might make sense that you're also like actually pretty good at, you know, shooting and dribbling and all the things that 2K kind of relies upon, because you've been playing this game long enough where you just understand a lot of the different mechanics of the game, not only building a lineup, but also all the dribble moves and all, you know, the escape moves and jump shot timing, and it all starts layering in. And that's part of it. You don't just want to be good at grinding the game, you also want to challenge yourself to get better at the game. And that's what I kind of find fun. I think other ways to play this game, though, would be, you know, you could be offline, and I think this game could be fun as literally a auction house simulator where you just buy the dips and sell the peaks. And I think I'm pretty good at the auction house. You know, when I give auction house advice, I'm more trying to think about like mindset of what you should go after. You know, and I will give you some specific tips on cards I think are worth it, but it's more just like a mindset of like monitoring prices, understanding bids, and then understanding what something will actually sell for, and then scaling that and doing it at a high enough volume where your 1,000 to 5,000 MT profits, you know, scale. You do it 20 times in a day, and all of a sudden you're making 100,000 MT in a day. That's where it can kind of snowball. And I think I'm good at that, but I think there could be people who are excellent at that. And I know there is. There, you know, I don't know of a streamer right now or a YouTuber right now. There's a couple who really just focus like purely on auction house content. But I do think the auction house in itself, depending on like what you find fun, and I could see even part of me, and that's a W badge we just got right there. Part of me could even be like, man, if I didn't even use gameplay, I could just come into the auction house and just have a really good time, like monitoring prices and understanding, you know, what's a good deal, and just start day trading all these different things. So there's, you know, so many different ways to have fun. And then there is a whole nother world out there who like pretty much exclusively play Showdown. My face is covering it right now, but we're going into the Showdown. And I've been that guy in years past where pretty much all I did was play Showdown, and I would build out my best lineup and go into Showdown. And some of that feeling came back during my 10 win video of me just grinding Showdown and just hopping into game after game. I was like, man, this is kind of fun. And then when it was over, it was like, I don't want to play another Showdown game. So I get it. And I think for some people, like, this is really the only true way to scratch the itch of like that competition, and they want to play a full lineup game, their best lineup versus another guy's best lineup, see if they can get to tier 1 and really grind it out that way. And definitely more power to you. I think that's a lot of fun too. I would say I'm kind of a hybrid right now, where I really pick and choose and really classify myself as more of just like a grinder. I get all these challenges done, whether it's offline or online. Like if it's an online challenge, I'm like, we're playing online today. If it's 10 wins in Showdown for a 95 plus, I'm like, let's do it. But if it's like win a game in domination and I like the reward, I'm hopping into domination. So I more let the grind dictate if I'm hopping online or hopping offline, things like that. You can see we got this whole thing done in one game. And so I would say I'm a bit hybrid, but I definitely get both sides. And I would say if you're fully offline, that's totally cool. I would say have fun in the auction house and see, like, can you just build up an insane amount of MT? That might be one fun offline grind. But they probably could do a little bit more for offline players, because it's like you have breakout and you have domination. But like once you finish domination, like, do you really just want to keep grinding breakout? I think it'd be cool if they did like a seasons thing, maybe, I don't know, something like that. And I think there's definitely room even for like full court, like something besides Showdown. And King of the Court's definitely cool. It gives us like a weekend league, and it's live right now. We actually might play, we'll see. Let's see how my tournament game goes tonight. If I'm feeling frisky, I might hop into King of the Court. We'll totally see. I think rewards this week are pretty good because you're getting pieces. Yeah, I'll probably go tier 3 easy and just get, like, tier 3 is usually 1 win and 1 loss. You don't even need to play 4 games. So King of the Court's pretty cool. It's super sweaty, but some people like the sweat. And All-Star Team Up has been a great addition. That's a really fun mode that I've been enjoying. I really miss Clutch Time Online though. I think that is one of the best that you can play, and I think they should bring it back. And I see we got a commenter. What's up, man? Yeah, bro, we're ready, dude. Doing a little podcast. You can shout out the pod. I use Twitch to do all my recording, so yeah, we got someone in the chat asking me if I'm ready for the tournament. And like I said, those results will already be out there after this podcast is posted. So podcast should come out like Friday night, a little bit later, and the results will happen by then. So we'll see, but definitely very excited about that. And yeah, overall, I am excited about the game mode. I think there's a lot of momentum in my team right now. Hopefully some more people are coming on due to Christmas. And I'm noticing like some fresh blood in the creator space. Like we already talked about No Return MG. I'm finding some new YouTubers. I won't shout out any right now off the top of my head, but for sure, like I'm looking for collaborations, and I'm looking to see, like, there is some fresh blood. Now, I have a huge amount of respect for the GOATs of this space. Like I do consider Ty Debo and DBG like 2 of like really good MyTEAM content creators, and I've been watching them for years. And I think they may be just like a little burnt out on the game, or just, and understandably so. Like they have put out so much content over the years, and they have kind of gone through the ups and downs of MyTEAM, and they were making content when it was at a huge peak. And now I think they're experiencing what they think is kind of a valley as far as engagement from the community. And so I'm sure it is a little frustrating, but I think it's good that they're still here. Like they are still here. Ty Debo is still one of the best players in the world, if not the best. He's still really, really good at the game. I still find DBG really entertaining. I think he just has good takes on things, and I don't agree with all of them, but I find them entertaining. So I like that they're still, like the OGs of MyTEAM, even though I think I'm older than both of them, but that's fine. But I also think there's a lot of new blood coming in, and so I think that's kind of cool too, and that's good for the space because, once again, like it goes back to what we talked about. There's no reason for us to compete against each other. Rather, we should look to create, because the goal is to kind of make this game and mode fun and positive to engage with, and it definitely helps when there's a good creator community behind that. So I think it's in a good space and moving forward. I know 2K gets some flack, and I've talked about it in a video, and they're like, well, look at the exchange, like 25 dark matter pieces for Carmelo and LaMelo. And you're right, that's an insane amount that you can only get from dropping a lot of money. But just ignore them. Like, they're not mandatory. They're not mandatory at all. And if you work the auction house and build your MT, you can get comparable players for like 500 to 700K, which shouldn't be an unrealistic amount for people who are smart with their MT. But more importantly, like I already, exchanged for Koulibaly and Kamara, but, they give you some pretty good cards right here. Pretty much these are free, no money spent. Koulibaly and Kamara are day one free. They gave you enough pieces day one to get those two. So yes, they give you the opportunity to spend an insane amount of money, but I don't think we can be mad at them for just putting it on the table. They're not forcing us to eat it, but at the same time, they're putting a lot of other good things on the table that, we can indulge in quite easily. So overall, I stay optimistic on, the game as a whole, and I think it is moving in a good direction. And keep it in balance, honestly, like, what's right and wrong deep in your heart. And if you're spending too much money or too much time on this game, you gotta be real with yourself. And in my opinion, I think it's almost better to like put the wallet away and look at it more as a fun interaction that you just don't need to spend money on, but you can keep grinding and building your account. And then, if grandpa sends you a little Christmas money, which shout out my grandpa, I'm still getting Christmas money from grandpa. I'm very, very blessed. Gave it to me in Amazon though, so I'm not going to be putting it into VC. But hey, if you do get a little money from family, or you got that bonus and you want to put it in this game, if it makes you happy, then that's totally cool. But I don't think it should be like a consistent thing that you're like, oh, I gotta make sure I keep up and pay money. Like that's not where you want to be, and I don't think that will create kind of a healthy community for this game. So podcast 2, I think that was good. I really appreciate y'all. If y'all are tapping in and liking this type of long form content, my goal is to do this every other Friday, give you kind of a chill Friday night podcast just to kick back and put on, maybe listen to over the weekend. A little more long form, so I won't do it every week, but I think at least twice a month I'm going to try to put a podcast out of me just kind of vibing. And then tomorrow we'll have daily video, and I'm dropping a banger in the morning. It's pretty much ready. We got our 5-game win streak in the park on Sunday. Should be for a dark matter piece. That's huge. So tomorrow, Saturday, I'm dropping how to win games in the park with Budget Squad. Show you the lineup that I've been winning games in the park with. It's not that one because I just did a challenge, but before we go, I am very, very high. I badged out Kamara and Koulibaly, like nothing crazy. A couple hoffs, but nothing like crazy. Those two with another amethyst, not Steven Adams. There is a wide variance between amethysts. Not all 2 amethysts are the same, but if you use the right ones, you can have a lot of success. The video tomorrow is me using this lineup, and I go on a 5-game win streak, which hopefully I can recreate Sunday. We'll see if I use this exact same lineup, but I just wanted to put it out there like, hey, you can go into the park with essentially a lineup you can get right now, and you can start winning games. And part of my motivation was because I'm in the park a lot, and I keep matching up against free agent squads, like literally 3 free agents, AI, Wemby, Luka, and I'm just like hopping on the mic like, dude, you're not going to win a game this way. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's not going to work. You need better cards than this, and there's free cards you can use right now. So that was kind of the motivation. It's like no one should be hopping in the park with 3 free agents, as much as I do like an easy win in the park. I'm trying to help people just like, look, at least come to the park with this lineup, and if you do, you might actually have one of the better lineups in the park because these 3 guys can absolutely hoop. So with that, I'm going to get ready for this tournament. I'm going to hydrate up, probably do a little, deep breathing, some meditation. I'm going to hug my dog. I'm going to hug my cat. I'm going to hug my girl, and I'm going to come in ready, bro. I just want to hoop and put out a good show, and we'll see what happens. We'll let the ball flies where it goes. So much love, guys. Appreciate y'all tapping in. This is Big D Guru podcast number 2. We will check y'all later. Much love. Peace.